Very good evening to everyone. We yesterday learned about the introduction of Monera, about who are present in the Monera, who are we studied about bacteria, which is part of Monera. Today we will proceed further with the to gather more information about Monera. Are we ready, class?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So, considering, as you said, you don't have any doubt, we will move ahead. Let's have a glimpse of what we studied yesterday. We yesterday started this chapter, biological classification. The video is available in YouTube. We learned about different atoms of classification, and the final one, that is five kingdom classification. These are the criteria on which the organisms are classified here like this. Then we started with Monera. We completed the nutrition, classification, and in types of eubacteria, we started talking about the bacteria. So today we are going to start our class with the topic called reproduction. So bacteria are very like primitive organisms. Primitive in the sense in evolutionary scale, they are the one which evolved first, or rather to say which came first into existence rather than our. So they are our primitive ancestor. With due respect, I must say that they explore almost both types of reproduction method properly. So first we will talk about the reproduction method of bacteria, that is asexual reproduction. Two types by which majorly bacteria reproduce asexually. One of them is binary fission, another one is spore formation. Let's have a look. So this is the simple mechanism of binary fission. You must have studied it in lower grade that single cell there is formation of a cleavage furrow. Genetic material will start getting copied and two of these are getting divided into two cells which are created from one mother cell. Okay. Next is something new. You didn't study about it earlier. That is formation of spore. So spore is a structure which is produced by bacteria in unfavorable condition generally. So what happens is during spore formation, bacteria in unfavorable condition. What is unfavorable condition for bacteria? The way we have many unfavorable condition. To us, there may be unavailability of mobile can be considered as unfavorable condition. It's not same for bacteria. For bacteria, unfavorable condition means absence of water, absence of food, and high temperature. Okay. So in such condition, they try to escape and try to increase the number of organisms. So what it does, this is the vegetative cycle part, that is the one we talked about, binary fission. In this part, you can see that the cell will have granulose. Now, there will be initiation of sporulation. So there is formation of a septum. Septum means barrier. This is an asymmetric septum. Why? Because at one side it is very less amount of cytoplasm, other side it is more. So mother cell will be as it is. It will keep on living as it is. The smaller part which has copy of DNA and some content of cytoplasm and all will have a pre-spore with a covering. The covering like gets thicken and thicken in stage 4, 5, 6, 7. And when the condition is extremely unfavorable, the spore gets released. This spore is so resistant that it can withstand very high temperature, water absence, that is dehydration, another condition. And it can be in a living condition for years. So whenever and wherever it will get some favorable condition, it will come back. That's why, when you buy packed foods, like there are some tetra packaging. Have you heard about this tetra pack of milk and all, juices and
Yes,
everything?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is suggested that once you cut that packet, you need to consume it within a specific number of days. Why? Because while packaging food, nitrogen is present in the packets, and it is like sterilized and packed. But that sterilization procedure may not always kill the bacteria, because the moment it starts, they form the spores. So spores may be present in the food. And once you are opening it, it's getting water and air and everything. Obviously, there are chances that it will go back. So that is about spore formation. Anyone, any doubt, beta? So I will move ahead. Next is about sexual reproduction of bacteria. Here I would like to say something. So if we talk about sexual reproduction, it comes into our mind when we hear this word of reproduction, that there should be increase in number of organisms, isn't it? Yes or no? What is the
Yes,
definition of reproduction? To produce the offspring. But if we are considering reproduction in true sense with this, I can say that when bacteria do not reproduce, they do not reproduce. Why? Because there is no as such increase in the number of organisms in a population. Then why we are calling it sexual? And who worked on it? There were scientists named Joshua Lederbach and Edward Tatum. They called it sexual reproduction, and later on various other such incidents were reported by other scientists, and then it was included as a type of sexual reproduction of bacteria. Sexual reproduction, we can call it in case of bacteria, because there are two cells which are involved into it. Actually, these are basically the recombination process. So what is recombination? As bacteria grow by asexual means, and we know in case of binary fission and other processes, most of the cases, the chances of getting new type of organism is very less, isn't it? Because it is a asexual reproduction, where the two cells produced from mother cell are almost similar. Then what about the variations? How bacteria will have variation? These sexual reproduction methods are the part of variation creating factor in the sexual reproduction. Is it all right, beta? Understood? Class?
मैम आपने
Yes,
वेरिएशन वाला
Yes, Ayushi.
आपने वेरिएशन वाला पॉइंट बताया वो
Ayushi, I cannot hear you. Variation वाला point फिर क्या बोला आपने?
रिपीट करो ना.
I said that it is a variation because in this case the new types of bacteria are created. That means, that doesn't mean new species. always, it means new variety of bacteria or the difference. Like we go for sexual reproduction. So you know that in asexual, variation is very less. So what is the means of variation? These sexual reproduction processes are means of variation. That's why in spite of not getting more number of organisms, this can be considered as sexual reproduction due to two reasons. One is recombination is there, that is creation of new types of organisms, and next is the two bacteria involved. Directly or indirectly, two bacteria are involved. So that's why we call it as a sexual reproduction. Is it all right, Ayushi? Understood, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So let us understand what happens in conjugation. In bacterial conjugation, we know that in case of prokaryotes, there is a extra chromosomal material which is called plasmid. Now, the cell which is having this type of plasmid is called F plus cell. It's called F plus cell, and the one where it is absent is called F minus. What do we mean by F? F means fertility. So where it is present, it is F plus, where it is not present, F minus. So we studied already that bacteria have pili present in this. So this conjugation pili will get connected with each other. The barrier between these two pili is getting dissolved to form a conjugation tube. Now, here you can see the plasmid DNA is getting copied. So one strand is moving to the F minus and simultaneously there will be copying. This is called rolling circle model of replication. In higher grades, you will study about it. So at the end, we will have two F plus cell present in us. So the F minus, the recipient cell will get one copy of DNA from the donor cell. So we know that plasmids are responsible for various kind of extra characters like antibiotic resistance and all. So I can say that it is a recombination process. Why? Because I consider a bacteria which was sensitive to antibiotic can be transformed or can be converted into a bacteria which is antibiotic resistant by this method. So that is all about bacterial conjugation. Is it clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम
Yes, ma'am.
मैम तो जो F प्लस सेल होता है और ये जो F माइनस सेल होता है वही फ्यूज होते हैं.
Yes, never two F minus or two F plus will fuse. It is always fusion of F1 F plus and one F minus. Very relevant and good question, beta. So any other person have any doubt? No, then we will move to the next process. That is called transformation. You will learn in detail about this experiment. This was conducted by Griffith, and he observed that even if the genetic material of some dead bacteria is available with the living bacteria, the genetic material of dead bacteria, this is the red one, can be uptaken by the red bacteria, and it can be part of the cell of this bacteria, either in the form of a part of genetic DNA or in the form of plasmid. And as this bacteria number 2, let me mark over here, bacteria number A is the dead one, consider. And bacteria number 2, this is alive. So as soon as this is getting inside, after getting inside, it can be either be part of main genetic material or can exist as plasmid. in both the cases, we can say that the like uptake of DNA is done, and the B bacteria is ultimately transformed into A type. Okay, so in Griffith's experiment, he performed it with a bacteria which is very commonly we get attacked with it, that is called pneumonia. Have you ever heard about disease pneumonia?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
COVID situation mein to we have to be very careful. If a COVID patient is getting pneumonia in the body, then it will be really very problematic. So pneumonia, pneumo means air, and pneumonia is a disease which is related to our respiratory system. So he was working with a bacteria called Diplococcus pneumonia or pneumococcus. There were two strains of this bacteria available. One is smooth. Smooth, why? Because they had capsule present in them. Now, these capsule was an added advantage to them. Why? Because this was evidently saving them from different kinds of attack of immune system. So, if you are injecting smooth bacteria into a mice will die immediately because immune system of mice cannot do anything to smooth bacteria, and smooth bacteria will be victorious in its purpose of causing disease and killing the mice. But it's not same with the rough bacteria, other strain, where
मैम
capsule is not present. Yes, Yashvi.
मैम इसमें डेड पार्ट और अलाइव पार्ट आपने जो लिखा है वो इन दोनों में से कौन सा होगा, वो आप एक बार पॉइंट आउट करके बताओ ना.
I wrote it just exactly by the side of the parts where they to be pointed. Red one is dead, and the blue one, the whole cell is alive.
ओके मैम.
Okay, Ashvi? So,
Yes, ma'am.
what happens is, he observed that when rough bacteria is injected, the mice was alive. Now, if you kill smooth bacteria by heating, inject it into mice, mice was alive. The smooth bacteria is dead. It cannot do anything. But when they mixed the heat killed smooth bacteria and rough bacteria and injected it into like mice after some period of incubation, they observed that all rough are converted into smooth, and they are able to cause disease now. So this is how it was proved that bacterial genetic material can be exchanged even between the dead and alive bacteria, and there can be genetic recombination possible. Is this part clear to everyone? Transformation.
Yes.
Great.
मैम
Yes, beta.
मैम ये डेड डीएनए होगा तो फिर वो कैसे मतलब फंक्शन करेगा?
It will not function, and DNA is never dead.
तो
So
मैम
it-
आपने डेड
dead means it is part of dead, not dead DNA, part of the dead bacteria A. That DNA is part of dead bacteria. Do you think DNA have life? A very interesting question asked by Ruthi. I wish to answer this question because we already completed the concept that what are living organisms. Do you think any body part of ours without support of others are alive?
नो मैम.
I know that consider a person is dying, like something very interesting I wish to talk over here. This will increase your interest in biology in a like 10 folds at least. Consider a person is alive and that person died just a fraction of second ago. What is missing in that person which makes it a dead person? Can
Ma'am,
you
please
explain?
repeat the question, please, ma'am.
A person is alive now, and next fraction of second the person is dead. So what is the difference between these two? What is missing?
Ma'am, the coordination between the organs and the system of the
So
body.
who does that? So the day we will discover this answer, we may get something. In like our Hindu mythological, or not should I should not say mythological, Hindu literature, ancient literature, they call it Atma, which is actually responsible for coordination of everything. And the moment it is out of body, there is no coordination,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
consider it non-living. But there is not enough proof to describe Atma. है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
And
It is there in Bhagavad Gita.
reincarnation is also not talked about, but someday we may, as a biologist, who knows, one of you as my students, I will be so proud of you, can discover something in this regard. See, biology is a vast field, beta, and I know I'm just shifting a bit from the topic, but to get interested in the subject, it's not at all only mugging up. If I talk to biology students, generally students have only one aim. Ma'am, हमें medical देना. It's good to go for medical, but after what? We want to be doctor and earn money. That short kind of status is not challenging enough. Being a doctor also you can do research. Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So think out of the box and try and plan for something which will be challenging and interesting enough for your future. Okay, so these are certain things which yet to be discovered. Any question related to transformation, beta?
No, ma'am.
Great. This no ma'am seems to be very tired voice. Cheer up. Great. Now, last one is transduction. Here, what we are going to understand. You can see there is one bacteriophage. This is bacteriophage number 1. I know you didn't study about reproduction of bacteria, and yesterday someone asked me, "Okay, ma'am, agar virus is non-living, how it reproduce?" So you will get some of your answers here. So consider this is a bacteriophage. Bacteriophage are virus which actually kill bacteria. So bacteriophage insert its DNA inside. Now bacterial chromosome will take this DNA and make multiple copies of the virus. You can see there is multiple copies of virus created. While making multiple copies, this is the virus which is the defective virus. Why? Because this virus have some part of host DNA. Okay, so bacteria A, this virus will have host DNA, that means bacteria A's DNA present in it. Now when this virus will get out of the cell and it is going to infect another bacteria that is supposed to be. For the temporary period of time, this B bacteria will get transformed into A. Why? Because along with the genetic material of virus, it will have genetic material of A bacteria. You may say, मैम इससे क्या फायदा, थोड़ी देर में तो ये वायरस भी अपना कॉपीज बना लेगा and this B bacteria will die. Okay, but sometimes in life cycle of virus that we are going to see later in this chapter only, it takes time. It doesn't occur in fraction of second. So
Ma'am,
during that time, During that time, wait for a moment, beta. B will have characteristics of A. Yes.
मैम वो फोर्थ पॉइंट से वापस समझाओ ना.
All virus get out of the A cell, and this defective virus which have the part of whose DNA is getting into the recipient cell, that is cell B. It will inject its genetic material and B cell will have the genetic material of A. So it will behave like A.
तो मैम मतलब पहले जो डिफेक्टिव वायरस था वो अपना डीएनए दूसरे बी सेल में ट्रांसफर करेगा.
Obviously it
और
will do ना बेटा.
हाँ.
Virus is
हाँ.
not doing any kind of charity here. उसको अपनी कॉपीज बनाना है. That's why he is doing it.
हाँ तो मैम जब वो अपना डीएनए ट्रांसफर करेगा दूसरे बी वायरस में, तो मैम वो वापस से वो मतलब प्योर बैक्टीरियल डीएनए बन जाएगा. वो जो ए में जैसे मैम ये 6th पॉइंट में जो है ना कि आपने लिखा है ना 7th पॉइंट में कि वो ए बन जाएगा.
डीएनए ए नहीं बनेगा बेटा. बैक्टीरिया बी ए बने, मतलब ए का जो भी कैरेक्टर उस पार्ट ऑफ डीएनए में है, इट विल हैव दैट.
ओके.
DNA is responsible for characters. I guess this part is clear to everyone.
हाँ.
So
हाँ,
if in my body I have DNA of certain organism, and if that DNA can get expressed its characters, so obviously I will have character of that organism, no?
यस मैम.
So that is what.
मैम तो मतलब इतने सारे बैक्टीरिया में से मैम सिर्फ एक ही डिफेक्टिव होगा.
It's a chance factor, beta. It may be कि एक भी defective ना हो. Not इतने सारे बैक्टीरिया, इतने सारे वायरस में से. You want to say, I guess.
तो मैम मतलब अगर ये सिर्फ डिफेक्टिव है कि अगर अपना डीएनए ट्रांसफर करेगा दूसरे बी में, तो वही ट्रांसड्यूस बैक्टीरियम बनेगा. बाकी के मैम जो दूसरे बैक्टीरिया है,
other bacteria will be normal. There is no problem in them. See, I told you, this is not exactly a reproduction process. So this is not compulsory. These are things which occur by chance. अगर डेड पार्ट ए बी को ए का मिला तो वो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करेगा, नहीं मिला तो नहीं करेगा. अंडरस्टूड? बट इट इज पॉसिबल एज वन ऑफ द टाइप. इज दिस पार्ट क्लियर टू एवरीवन बेटा?
यस मैम.
श्योर लॉक किया जाए?
यस मैम. यस.
So next is cyanobacteria. It is also a type of eubacteria. So cyanobacteria are called cyanobacteria. We have another name which is known as blue-green algae, because initially during the initial days of classification, this was classified as algae. Why? Because they had cell wall, and like they have the cell wall, and they go for photosynthesis process. So what happens is in cyanobacteria, they are having this cyan color because of pigments present in them. So they have chlorophyll, carotenoid, and phycobilin. 3 of these pigments are giving them a cyan color tinge. They are first organism to produce O2 during evolution and creation of organisms. So initially the environment of Earth was quite reducing. It didn't have any oxygen, free oxygen in the environment. अभी की जो एटमॉस्फेयर है और तब का जो एटमॉस्फेयर था बहुत अलग था. So slowly and steadily the oxygen level increased due to presence of cyanobacteria. So they can be unicellular, for example, spirulina. Spirulina is widely used as single cell protein. It's a very good protein source. Or they can be colonial, that means actually they are unicellular but they form colony. or they can be filamentous, that is oscillatoria. So they may be freshwater, they may be marine. Sometimes they can fix nitrogen. So they have specialized structures like this, which are called heterocysts. And these heterocysts are very having a very thick cell wall, and they do not have nucleoid. So they are helpful for fixation of nitrogen. I guess you know nitrogen fixation. You studied it in lower grades.
Yes,
Class.
ma'am.
So they actually require moisture for their growth, because they are after all blue greeny side but algae. So some of them can have red tinge also in their body. This is present in case of Trichodesmium erythraeum, which is a special type of cyanobacteria. It cause color of the sea change. It turn into red color. So two red tide and red sea you are going to study. Here it is red sea caused by cyanobacteria. Next we will see later on in this chapter only red tide. So do not get confused, and whichsoever question is asked, answer accordingly. Apart from that, it can be in symbiotic association with lichen or in coralloid root form. So let us have a look into the pictures. It will be easy for you to understand it. See, this is the coralloid root. Coral-like roots are there in cycas plant. Here, in this case, the cyanobacteria is fixing nitrogen for this cycas plant. You studied about pea plant and rhizobium, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
this is another type of example, similar. And this is the Red Sea. You can see how the color of the water is changed. And in this chapter later on, we are going to study about lichen, so I am not talking about it now. Okay. So they are basically gram-negative bacteria, and cyanophycine word is from the cyanophycine granule, which is a peptide granule which is having carbohydrate also present in it, which can work as a storage food material for them. Okay, and they go for asexual reproduction by fragmentation, specialized spore formation like akinete, and sexual reproduction is generally absent in them. Any question related to cyanobacteria? Class? Yes, Dhruvanshi?
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Great. So we will talk about actinomycetes. The way cyanobacteria was mistaken as an algae, these actinomycetes, in spite of being unicellular, due to the filamentous structure, that means what I can say, filament-like structure or thread-like structure, and due to interweaving of many filamentous bacteria, it appears like fungal hyphae. So initially it was considered as a fungus. After detailed study, it was discovered that it is prokaryote and cannot be considered as a fungus. So these colonies look like ray. So they are also called ray fungi. So these names are very important, beta. You need to remember about them. Why it is called ray fungi. Okay, so they are found either in soil or food or dead organic material. As they have similarities with fungi, they cannot go for production of their own food. They are gram-positive bacteria generally, and they are chemoautotrophic. They may be, but mostly they are saprophytic and parasitic. They reproduce by spore formation majorly, and some of them are known as antibiotic producers. For example, streptomycin is a type of antibiotic. If anyone is allergic to penicillin, this antibiotic is applied on them, and this is produced by the actinomycetes. Here you can see the gram staining of the actinomycetes. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Last eubacteria, not last but the least, it is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is something which is found in sewage water. It is generally either saprophytic or pathogenic. They are non-motile unicellular. Many a times it is observed they are naked. They change their shapes as per their wish. Matlab same organism, different time, different shape. Sometimes with cell wall, sometimes without cell wall. That's why they are also called joker of plant kingdom. See, बहुत बार पूछा जाता है एग्जाम में, and people get confused. What is this? But you should not get confused, okay? Because joker of plant kingdom is not belonging to plant kingdom. It is belonging to Monera. There is PPLO, that is pleuropneumonia-like organisms. These are smallest organism, and some one of them is the smallest member of the cellular community, that means having smallest cell, that is Mycoplasma lead-like. Okay, as they do not have cell wall, जैसे कि जिसके पास पैसे नहीं रहते उसको पैसे चोरी जाने का कोई डर नहीं. So many antibiotics kill bacteria by functioning on their cell wall. For example, penicillin. It destroys the cell wall of bacteria to kill that bacteria. Okay. So as this mycoplasma do not have cell wall, antibiotic can do nothing to them because there is nothing to kill. So this is structure of a mycoplasma, similar to the one. Now we will come to the topic called Archaebacteria. These are different types of Archaebacteria. Generally, they are oldest living fossil. We call Archaebacteria as oldest living fossil. When Earth was created, it was created from a piece of sun. You know, there was Big Bang in sun. Have you ever heard about it? Big Bang theory?
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So, as a science student, I know we have nowadays a very hectic schedule. Like when we were young, we used to have a very good science journal, which is very nice, especially for 11-12 students, because in grade 11-12, actually we are getting slight glimpse of higher standard biology. Okay. So it used to be very motivating for us. We didn't have such kind of like internet and everything available. That journal was known for scientific discoveries, who got Nobel Prize in which thing every year. Then there is to be science fiction. You can submit your writing of science fiction over there. Interesting one. So I request all of you, as you are going to make your career in science, start getting yourself aware of something related to science. It should not be only being a bookworm. So there was a big bang in the solar system. The sun was too much loaded with the mass and it just burst. When it burst, from the outer parts, some of its outer part were not able to escape from its gravitation and it started rotating around sun. Okay. And from these parts, there are creation of different planets and then this, what I can say, the satellites and all. And at that time, you can understand the earth was liquid, it was hot. So if you put human being over there, we have no chances of surviving. But these archaebacteria, which may be the, see, no one was there to see it. These are all proposal, but it fits into as a jigsaw puzzle. So these archaebacteria were the one which were primitive one, because they can survive in any kind of extreme condition. So let us know something more about this oldest living fossil. So in this case, cell wall and cell membrane is modified in a way that they can withstand the extreme condition. Archaebacteria can be further subdivided into three, that is methanogens, thermoacidophilus, T is missing, I'm sorry, and halophiles. So methanogens, as their name itself is suggesting, methanogen. So they produce methane. I know you studied about biogas plant in grade 10.
Yes, ma'am.
So biogas plant में biogas production का काम majorly ये methanogens का है. What they do, when they get organic material, they produce methane gas, which is one of the most important component of biogas. You know, there is a very short old story which was spreading in West Bengal many years ago, maybe मेरे दादाजी के time पे. So this was a horror story. Okay. Initially, Bengal is generally a humid and marshy area. पहले के जमाने में लोग ट्रैवल करते थे बाई वॉकिंग, नो आप जानते हो कि अगर समझो अहमदाबाद से किसी को बड़ोदरा जाना है तो वो निकलते थे, चलते जाते थे, रात को कहीं जगह मिले तो वो रुक जाते थे. एंड एट दैट टाइम पीपल वर क्वाइट हॉस्पिटेबल. सो कोई सोचता नहीं था कि बाहर से कोई आया है क्यों रहेगा, शाम से पहले आ गया, ठीक ठाक लगा तो उसको घर पे रहने दिया जाता था. हम इतने जो आजकल सोचते हैं ना प्राइवेसी प्राइवेसी, that thing was not there in that at that time. Or atithi devo bhavo, this is Indian culture. So people used to walk, and there were swampy and marshy areas where these methanogens were the culprit who used to produce methane gas. Due to some kind of friction, if there is fire production, the methane gas will start getting lighter to create fire. दूर से आने वाले लोगों को ऑब्वियसली ऐसे स्ट्रीट्स और लैंपपोस्ट तो था नहीं, उनको लगता होगा देखो आग जल रही है मतलब वहां इंसान होंगे कोई, I can stay overnight there. They used to go to the swamp and they land up themselves into like what I can say in a danger situation, because many of them sink in the swamp. कीचड़ में पैर फंस जाने के बाद it is very difficult to come out. तो लोग सोचते थे कोई प्रेतात्मा होगी जो लाइट दिखा के लोगों को बुलाते हैं. But later on it was discovered that no pretatma was there. It is the methanogen who used to create methane gas. So why I tell such stories, because now you will never forget about methanogens, isn't it? Will you forget?
No, ma'am.
It is difficult to remember informations. See, if you see the way I taught you cell division and biomolecules, the way of teaching is completely different over here, because here lots of information is there, lots of organisms, not many names. So unless and until we know something interesting about them, it will be very difficult for us to remember. Okay, they are present also in rumen of cattle. ये भी आप लोगों ने देखा होगा, गाय भैंस को आपने देखा होगा बैठ के हमेशा खाना चबाते रहते.
Yes.
क्या इतना खाना सामने नहीं है फिर भी चबा रहे हो, कहाँ से चबा रहे हो? They have an extra compartment in their digestive system which is called rumen. What they do, they can store the engulfed food into it and later on they can regurgitate it. वो बाहर निकाल के वापस से अंदर से they can chew. And in this rumen they have the bacteria which can digest cellulose for them. if we are eating too much cellulosic food, we may fall ill because we don't have cellulose digesting bacteria in our gut. So we cannot digest extreme cellulose, इसलिए हम पका के खाते हैं. घास खाने की कोशिश करो, सोचो अगर हम घास खा पाते तो कितना मजा आता. खाने की प्रॉब्लम ही सॉल्व. दोपहर को लंच करने जाना है, स्कूल के गार्डन में चले गए और सभी घास खा रहे हैं, बट वी कैन नॉट डू दैट, है ना. कर सकते हैं? किसी ने ट्राई किया?
No, ma'am.
No.
We never tried because we cannot digest it because it is full of cellulose. So this is another example of symbiosis over here. Methanogens and ruminant, that is cow, buffalo. So this rumenococcus, which is a methanogen, does this wonder for the rumen containing cattle. Okay. So now let's look into this is methanogen, how they look under electron microscope. Next is halophiles. Halo means salt and philus means love. So they just love salt. How many of you drank sea water? कभी घूमने गए हो समंदर में?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
पानी कैसा है टेस्ट में?
बहुत खारा होता है.
There was a poem, you know, water, water everywhere, not to drink a drop. If you consider that way, in our earth, how much part is water?
98%.
3/4 almost, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
out of that much water, how much water is there which we can drink? It is very less. So, halophiles are very comfortable. Yes. Ruanchi, you want to say something better?
No, ma'am.
So halophiles are bacteria which survive happily in high salt containing area and deep volcanic vent. What is this volcanic vent? There was volcanic eruption. So due to eruption, there is some crevasses or what I can see, deep well-like structures created. These are called vent. So they survive over there happily because they can absorb light and directly convert it into ATP. They don't have to go for photosynthesis. They have bacteriorhodopsin which can directly convert light into ATP. They do not require any kind of extra support. Okay. So I will show a very nice pictures of some halophiles. These are some halophiles which are creating various color to the water bodies present there. Have you ever heard about Dead Sea?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Ma'am, I heard that there is excess of salt in that sea that the person cannot drown in it.
Yes, because salt is having high density. So this Dead Sea is a heaven for these halophiles. Any kind of sea, in fact. Next is thermoacidophiles. So thermo word is there, acido word is there, and philes are there. So thermoacidophiles means heat and acid loving bacteria. So they can grow up to 80 to 100 degrees centigrade. So can you grow or put your finger in a boiling water? How many of us can dare to do that? Water start boiling at what temperature? Class?
100 degrees Celsius.
हाँ, तो सोचो उसमें अगर मैं एक उंगली डाल दूं तो what will happen?
उंगली जल जाएगी.
Blisters आ जाएंगे, जल जाएगी. But this is the temperature they happily live. In fact, in low temperature they have uncomfort. Their enzymes, their proteins, lipids, everything is having structure which can withstand lot of heat. And they can also withstand acidic pH. Acidic pH such in which our body will melt, they stay there comfortably. Maybe when you are in higher grades, you will learn about specific characters, learn more about chemical composition of them, and they can actually reduce sulfur to H2S. And this is the way they survive. So they can be present in hot sulfur spring, such as Yellowstone National Park. But I must mention, I don't know, in Gujarat also there is hot spring. Have you heard about hot spring?
Yes, ma'am.
क्या होता है इसका? What is this
Ma'am,
hot
it's-
spring?
मैम एक पॉन्ड जैसा होता है, उसमें नेचुरली अक्कर हॉट वाटर आता है।
मैम वो गीजर्स जैसा कुछ होता है।
So what is geyser?
मैम वो अंदर के मतलब कुछ जियोथर्मल एनर्जी की वजह से मतलब कुछ मैम फाउंटेन जैसा इरप्ट होता है बाहर कुछ टाइम कुछ फ्रैक्शंस ऑफ सेकंड्स के लिए बहुत फोर्स से आता है।
So I guess all of you know that in Earth, the core is still hot, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What I can say, it has this one, molten lava. So if water is coming in contact with it, then it get hot, and it will have a lot of sulfur also present in it. Many people think it is a very good water in which if you are bathing, it can make you get rid of various kinds of pains and joint pains and all. So they think it as a holy water. In your Gujarat, you have Unai hot spring. Try and find it in Google, and if you can, should plan a trip over there. Generally, mandir bana diya jata hai, and people get into it and enjoy the water of hot spring. But they also grow, and all hot springs are not very comfortable for humans. So these thermoacidophilus can grow in the areas which is not at all comfortable for human being. So you can see this is the heaven for heat loving prokaryotes. Obviously, they are not visible because they are microscopic. But these are the geysers where splash of water is coming with the force, and this is how they survive. So
मैम
yes, beta.
मैम ये जो येलो कलर के हैं वो है वो बैक्टीरिया।
No. Can you see bacteria? And they are not producing any color. That's why these are stones, beta. In water, they are there. In case of others, like here in extreme halophiles, we can see this bacterial growth due to the color. If it is colorless, we cannot see bacteria. They are very small and microscopic. So is it clear to everyone? We are done with the Monera. I was saying that this chapter must have put you above कि इतने temperature में कैसे organisms can survive. But biology is about wonder, isn't it? You know, we are do you agree we require oxygen for survival?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
imagine your life without a few seconds absence of oxygen?
No, ma'am.
There are bacteria which prefer anaerobic condition. They don't require air. And some of them are obligate anaerobic. So oxygen is poison to them. If you keep them and open them in presence of oxygen, they will die immediately. What to say?
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
ma'am, then how can they survive? Because oxygen is present everywhere on the earth.
There are areas, deep volcanic vent and everywhere where oxygen is not there. They are there. Deep mines are there. They are there.
Okay, ma'am.
So with this, we are done with the first kingdom, that is Monera. Next, slowly and steadily, we will learn about Protista, fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. In this chapter, Plantae and Animalia will not be discussed in detail because we have separate chapters, Plant Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, that is chapter number 3 and 4 for them. Okay, so I am today's discussion is over. It is over for today. So I just want to